Greetings, we're going to have a look at the book Les Peintres de l'Égypte Ancienne, which means the painters of ancient Egypt. I want to show you briefly page 80. I don't know why, but the page number don't appear here, but if we do that, we see that's, yeah, 83, therefore that's 82. Therefore, this one is 81. So that one is 80. Now, I don't know what she's putting inside of that ball. I don't know what material it is. It's most likely some food stuff. But here, we have some glyphs that we can distinguish quite easily. This is a biliteral. We've seen it in the classes. This is the phonetic complement. You should tell what it is by the shape of it. And we have a very common word with the determinative. Now, here, I'm not sure if some of you recognize that glyph. Of course, it is damaged. But this, even though it doesn't look in its typical form, in cursive hieroglyphs, on papyri, a lot of time it appears as a straight line. But this is actually the water ripple, the ripple of water, got in a reference N35, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a biliteral, and this is only the phonetic complement. This is just a determinative. And that word, you know it very well, it is written with the two phonetic complements. Now let's move to page 84. Oh, my bad. This here is from the tomb of Dua U Nehe. We've seen the word Nehe, you know the word Dua, so we basically have the word Dua U. Now let's move to page 84. What you have right here is from the tomb of Maat. And the only thing I wanted to show you here is the hair. Those ladies are moving. I don't know if they are dancing, but their hair appears at the front. But you can see how the hair look typically. So it's the first time that I see that, the hair looking like that. So most likely they are moving either their head or their whole body. Now, well, we have the water here, and this is probably incense. But we're going to read from here. That's page 85. And this is from the tomb of Amenemhat as well. From the War 12. This is a quail chick. You know the leg very well. With this ripple water, that spells a word. That's the phonetic complement. We've seen this in the classes. That's the suffix pronoun, if I'm not mistaken. Here, I'm not 100% sure. But then we do have, do you recognize that glyph, brothers and sisters? We've seen it in the classes. It's a triliteral by itself, which starts with the H that has a dot underneath. The same H of Hotep. Now we do have the phonetic complement and the three strokes. Then we have N, which is a preposition, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the relief, the Senate game, and the ripple of water. That gives a name here. We have another name here with the stroke underneath and the determinative for the deity. You can tell the beard. Now here the beard is kind of touching the knee. So that's a very, very famous name that we have in here, a composed name. Now, I think it's Heseb, but we have the T, so Hesebet, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Heseb, but I will have to double check, to be honest. And here, this is a biliteral. It doesn't show too well, but you have that thing here. So this is the phonetic complement. It's the word that can be translated, hold on. The word that can be translated as a servant, and you have the loaf of bread. So that's the feminine form. I think it's the first time that I see that word written in the feminine form. Now, this glyph, you should recognize it. We do have the sun disk and the single stroke at the bottom. Now, this looks like the swallow to me. I don't know what this glyph is. It looks like the loaf of bread, but I'm not sure. I don't know if this is the sieve or placenta here. But here we do have a very common word. You know what the star stands for. It has two phonetic values, and then we have the phonetic complement. So you should know which word that spells. And then we do have that triliteral, very famous one, with the loaf of bread. So that's the feminine form. And finally, here we have the name of a ruler, the name of an Esu, the name of a king. You know the reed leaf, the Senate game, the ripple of water. This is the owl. All right? And then this is a triliteral. That starts with the H with the phonetic complement of the loaf of bread. So this spells the name of a ruler. We have seen that together in the classes. Oh, I almost forgot. Now, to me, it looks like the reed leaf and the querchic. We've seen this word, which has the same meaning as Inek, that some people pronounce Anuk, and I almost forgot. This lady looks like she has either two flutes or a double flute, if that exists or if that existed. But because of the way her fingers are, I think that those are two flutes. Okay? And so we have this word here, which has the same meaning as Inek, that once again some people pronounce Anuk. You know the basket. Here I cannot tell what we have, but it looks like the basket with the handle, so probably this is a suffix pronoun. This is a ripple of water, but he has to be damaged. Now that word, we have seen it. And actually in the one of the name, there's a tomb in the name of somebody that I've read previously in this video. That's the word, which has a similar meaning as that word here. And remember, that word has a quote-unquote unusual spelling. That's the cobra, that's the loaf of bread. And then we have this glyph here that doesn't have any phonetic value in that particular word. So all three glyphs spell one word, but remember, these doesn't have any sound, no phonetic value for the last one. So this word and this word have a similar meaning. Now, not everybody have seen that glyph. You have to take a few classes to see it. But to me, it looks like the semi-triliteral. You see? And then it looks like a basket with a handle, so that will be a suffix pronoun. And this looks like the animal rib to me, but I'm not 100% sure. So there you have it. For those who wonder, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. It's only $10 for 1 hour private class. So stop playing. Get on board.